I get the joy of having a discussion about data and facts with you on a Friday morning after a late night of drinking in Vegas. So buckle up, everybody. This is going to be a great time. Every time you present something about what you do or what you're passionate about, you need to tell a story, right? And I was trying to figure out what story could I share with you that would really get us prepared for this. And just a little bit ago, one of our VA professionals who's at this conference just sent me a message. And I'm going to read this because this is exactly why we are doing what we're doing. Number one, you're all in here. You took time, effort, sharpen skills, expand knowledge. But number two, we serve. So I'm just going to read this real quick. I have a veteran who is a minority and never owned a home and knew nothing about the VA loan benefit. He said the instability it put on his family had negative consequences, meaning every time the lease would be renewed or not renewed, it would bring anxiety into their home. The constant moving, whether they wanted to or not, was difficult, especially being people of color in a predominantly white municipality. Then a friend of their daughters asked them to call me. After a lot of hard work and financial counseling, we got the vet and his family a home. A year later, he passed away. The family is able to keep the house and won't need to move. Go crush it today. And that's our call for all of you. There's something really awesome about the VA loan. It's not the 100%. It's not the no down payment. It's not the low fees. It's not the mandatory, 1% and no more. It's not that. What it is that this is one of the loans that is earned by contractual benefit, right? When you serve, you earn. That's it. This is now yours. It is benefit that is given and gifted upon you by an act of Congress, which we all know takes a lot of effort. And so it is given. This is something we need to do. So I want to talk a little bit about data structure and how the VA loan really does serve all people. So buckle up. The first thing I'll tell you is vetedva.com. If you go on there, we are just this morning published a white paper that we've pulled this data from. If you go to VA loan resources and drop down, it's a diversity paper. And there will be more about it, so if you want more information, don't want to miss the next paper, fill out the form below it. So veteran popularity density. Let's talk about the diversity here. We're going to start with generational, then we're going to go to ethnicity, and then we're going to actually talk about gender and then disability. So let's take a real quick dive in this, and we can ask questions, and if you want to counter me or yell out something, I may not know the answer, probably don't, but we'll find it, or we'll find it together. The homeowner opportunity is typically with younger generations, right? They're boxed over there on the right side of that graph. Notice something though, that massive pink line, your baby boomers, the Vietnam veterans and earlier, they are aging quickly. I want to say something about that real fast. You're going to hear, because as we're looking at the industry, how to maintain our opportunity here in the industry, this role that we have, we may think, reverse mortgages. It is not a bad product for the right person. It is a good product for a veteran who may need it. My grandmother's in a reverse mortgage. We plan to have my parents go into one too. It's fantastic. There's a market right there that needs that. That market also is one of the most underutilized of the VA benefit, the home loan benefit. Age is a real thing here that we need to be very cautious and cognitive of. But then we look at, because numerically they're basically level with the next following 3 generations. Now those numbers will change, of course, as we go. But diversity in population, it's a wide spectrum. Then we can talk about the diversity of ethnicity. So like our broad population, the veteran community is diversifying rapidly with 33.8% of a minority population. Of that population, 46.9% are Black, non-Hispanic. And then Hispanic white make up 30.1%. The population growth here is booming, and I'll show you a couple points later on. Look at your effect in your communities. If we take a good look, CPS, the Community Population Survey, which is published roughly monthly by the by one of the bureaus, this data comes out regularly. Now, Polygon Research, which is our partner at Vetted VA, they help us kind of collaborate this research and pull it together to analyze. But the numbers aren't doing anything but going up. These numbers continue to increase month over month, small margins, but as everybody knows, one step forward every day means you're a mile down the road very soon. Hispanic veteran homeowners, let's take that marginal cut out. Hispanic non-white is not just one people group. You need to understand that. They come from different cultures and different structures. We have to understand that where they're coming from background is often because the American dream to have a home to support their family, like the story I shared, military service is one of the, maybe arguably, the best way to earn American citizenship and to bring their stability into their family here. I'll say that just personally as one of my friends, Isabel, she's experienced that. It is a great way to do that, but it's diverse, very diverse. If you check out the numbers, though, the Hispanic veteran homeowners from 2020, 2021, and 22, it's like it doubled. 2018, 2019, and then all of a sudden, bam, they just took off using the VA loan. Something happened, somebody said the right thing, and they all paid attention, and I love that for them. Female veteran representation. It's about 16.5% of the veteran population, but they're formidable in home ownership. If you look on the far right, and I know it's hard to see, it's a graph, grab that white paper, check it out. Ownership versus rental. 70.7% of female veterans own. That's incredible. I'll say from a VetaVA standpoint, with our group VetaVA on Facebook, 72,000 active members or so that our professionals moderate on a regular, these stats are technically proven in our audience in that group as well. And it's fantastic. Single moms, recently divorced, or even just single on choice and opportunity, are buying homes and putting their roots down and building generational wealth. And sometimes, and I see a couple of y'all nodding, they use their benefit and they married a fellow veteran, and then they use that benefit. And guess what? Now they've got dual homes and they move back and forth. They use these, and they're building real estate wealth. And they can do that legally. It's fantastic. If you look at that too, again, the spike hits 2019, it starts going up, and then it takes a little dive, 2021. But then look at that move from 2021 to 2022. What happened? Sadly, divorce rates coming out of COVID. While that's a sad and not something I appreciate, but it happens, this benefit has helped to stabilize their livelihoods moving forward. Never, ever, ever skip asking, are you a veteran on the 1003? That should be almost one of the first questions that comes out of your mouth as an originator. Now we know that like the Fannie Mae 1003 and the other loan apps took roughly 5 years to pass their changes that we all then had to adopt. And one of the big sticking points was, when do we ask if they're a veteran? Now it's early in the process, as it should be. Don't skip it. But then we look at future home buyer opportunity. This is interesting. So we're going to define this, right? When you work with data, I'm learning a lot. Greg and Lubomira with Polygon are patient and kind with me because data is something that still makes my eyeballs cross. Thankfully, I have a great partner with Christopher Griffith, and he likes to interrogate everything, including numbers, and often ask questions that gets us deeper into what we're looking for. But this graph and this topic here, the future home buyer opportunity can be defined, so we're drawing our left and right lateral limits. Gen X and younger, they're veterans, they're currently renters, they're in the labor force, and their household income is $75,000 or higher. In your market, would $75,000 qualify for a home loan with pretty good credit? I think some would. Sorry, California, I'm wiping you off the map immediately, right? There's a few of y'all, I'm just like, sorry guys, that's, wow. Good thing the VA loan doesn't have a cap on first use, right? Who's gotten the 4 million yet? Anybody hit a 4 million VA loan? I'm just waiting, somebody's gonna raise their hand someday. That VA loan has no cap. So we need to remember that because these new home buyers and new entering the market, starting their homes, we have 788,778 potential homeowners. That's your marketplace. Don't tell me there's no marketplace out here. What we can't do is mess up the VA loan with them. You got one shot to do it right. You need to know that product inside and outside, upside down. You all know the book, Inside, Outside, Upside Down, right? I read that to my kids. Anyway, sidetrack. So when we look at the data, let's look down here. Now, you see Black and African American, about 19.2% of the population mix. Out of that 788,000, they represent 151,000. If you were here at diversity part of the summit yesterday, this is something that should be on your plan. I will be excellent at the VA loan, so whomever sits in front of me, we will get them a house. That is a plan for growth and service. When you look at the white number, 561, and if you, like me, we're looking at this going, well, where's our non-white Hispanic? Those can be identified under the other or more races, but also in the ethnicity, the white does cover many Hispanic populations. So look at that number and understand that's not perfect, but it is good. Year over year, the growth structure here, the Asian population has continued to grow home ownership, and that veteran population continues to rise in the Asian minority. Then disability. Can you have a job if you receive VA disability? A little louder, everybody. All right, thank you, good. Y'all know. That's a disability, this is 10% or higher, right? What does 10% get you? No funding fee. Let's waive that stupid funding fee. Absolutely. Now, outside of that, you're looking at way over there on the left, what's that, $49.99 and under in income? That can be just disability because they don't have to work. They might be married, a stay-at-home spouse. Very simple. But look at that graph. The majority, you draw a big circle over the right-hand side, you're talking 60,000 or higher in income. Right from the yellow, or I don't know what color that is. Fourth from the right, how about that? Fourth from the right. 60,000 income and higher, and disability. So disability is actually one of those things. What else can you do with VA disability? Gross it up. How much? Well done. You got to prove it, you got to gross it, and now your buying power has just gotten that much better. Kurt, I'm doing really good. I'm just telling you, right? I'm spot on here. We've got 2 more minutes, and we're right here. Here's our conclusion. Look, the veteran population is growing more diverse. It does. Look around at your community. If you're not seeing it, you're not looking correctly. Diverse veteran groups have options on location, region, loan size. The VA loan will be impeccably powerful regardless of where you're buying. It will not cap out first-time use or like how many of you have done that? I had an $800,000 one show up and we were able to overcome solar. That's great. Because why? Residual helped us with the DTI. Women veterans are becoming a major home buying group with around $13 billion in purchasing power, growing 14% on average per year. Hispanic Black veterans are demographics of fastest growth in veteran home ownership, and the housing stakeholders not preparing to serve a diverse veteran population will miss out. So how do you prepare? We prepare to get ahead by training, serving, understanding what's in front of us, and how we're going to address it time after time. VA pros, would you raise your hand? Who's in here that's a VA professional that we've trained? If you all look around, you're sitting next to one and have a question, please ask them. We've developed and are honored to be allowed to speak to you today. We've developed one of the strongest, I think hardest VA training programs in the nation that does not stop, does it? It goes and goes. AIME has been an amazing supporter and cheerleader of us, allowing us to present to you in this way, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart for that opportunity. So with that, everybody, thank you so much for allowing me to be up here. Nathan Knottingham, COO of VA, and I'm going to be around for communication at any time. Take care.